Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. We're going to look at a simple taxpayer example, and we're going to implement object-oriented programming for this class, and we will be instantiating an object for the taxpayer. First of all, we will be creating a taxpayer class, and then we will be creating constructor, its attributes, and its getter and setter methods. And from the form class, we will take input from the user, and while we process that input, we will instantiate a taxpayer object. So let's look at the scenario. The scenario says if the user's data entry, first of all, it will read whatever the user has entered. If the gross income that the user has entered is $30,000 or less, the tax will be 15%. However, if it is above or equal to $30,000, the tax will be 28%. So that's the calculation we need to do through the object-oriented way. So let's just I've created a simple interface to match this scenario requirement. So there's user, which is the user who is entering this information of social security number, and also gross income, which should be a double value. So let's say whatever SS1177 whatever, but the gross income, the yearly gross income is, let's say, $60,000. Now we need to do calculation based on this. If it's equal or above $30,000, we should be applying 28% tax and show over here when the user hits calculate tax. However, if it is less than $30,000, then it should be only 15% tax, and we display this over here. It's pretty easy, but we want to do it through the object-oriented way. So first of all, we created a taxpayer class which is empty, nothing. So let's create the 3 attributes inside. So attributes will go like private. All do encapsulation, we have all attributes as private. And start with SS number. Let's use short form SS number, and then private double yearly gross income, and private double tax. How much is the tax? However, when we instantiate an object, we will instantiate using social security number and gross only, because tax is the one which we will actually calculate. So the constructor will go like this. Constructor is always public, follows the same name as the class name, taxpayer, and the parameters will be string, SS number. Make sure it's the same data type. You can't say double SS number. Well, there won't be any syntax error, but it's logically wrong. It should follow the same type. Social security number and then double gross. And notice when you instantiate objects based on this constructor using this parameter as constructor, it should be the same order. First social security number and then the gross income. So let's just copy these values. This dot SS number, which is actually this one, is equal to SS number, which is actually the parameter which has been passed. So if you highlight this, the one which it is corresponds to will also be highlighted. Okay, this dot gross is equal to gross. So we copied both values, and then we need to be creating getters and setters for all of our 3 attributes. Getters and then setters. Setter accessor methods, getter accessor method. So getters and setters are always public. Getter returns the same type, public string, get SS number, and it simply returns SS number. And then we have public double get gross income or get gross, it simply returns gross. And then we've got public double get tax, which will just return tax. Then we have setter, public void. Always it's public and void. Set SS number, which will take it as a parameter, string SS number, and it will just copy this dot SS number is equal to SS number, and public void set gross. It's going to be double gross, and I'll just copy this dot gross is equal to gross, which was given in the parameter. And then we'll move forward. We'll create the last one, which is public void set tax double tax. This dot tax is equal to tax. So the class is tax member, class member is equal to the parameter. So now we've created a class. We've got setter accessor methods, getter accessor methods, and then constructor, and also the attributes. Now we need to instantiate class based on objects based on these classes. So let's double click calculate tax. First of all, we need to read the user input. And the 2 things which we will read, first of all, string social security number, which is SS number txt dot text, and then we will also read the gross, and it should be gross txt dot text. Please remember, everything which is coming from the screen is always string. You want to save it as double, you have to parse it. Double dot parse, and we parse the gross income which the user has entered, and we've got now these both of these values. Now we need to do a check. If gross is over or equal to 30k, then tax is 28% according to the scenario. Else it's 15% according to the scenario. Let's do that simple. If gross is greater than 30,000, remember people get confused in this. The one which looks like an L is less than. Remember like that. The one which looks like an L is less than sign. This one is the greater sign. If gross is greater than 30,000, our tax is equal to gross multiplied by 0.28, which is 28%. So we need to declare this variable tax also. Double tax, initially let's call it 0. So it's greater than or equal to, that's the scenario, greater than or equal to 30,000, the tax is 28% of the gross. Else the tax is 15%, which is 0.15 of the gross. And in the end we'll just display it. Tax txt dot text is equal to tax dot to string. So we convert it to string while we display back on the string. Okay, so let's see if it's working. We instantiate it. By the way, this is not instantiation. Let's do the run and see there is instantiation. There is a result. This is social security number SS55 whatever, and we have 30,000, and there's calculation of tax being done. If it's 10,000, and it should be 15%, which should be 1,500, which is being done. However, now we should do all that through instantiation. We did not create any object up till now. You see that? So the idea is to do all that calculation through the object. So let's just show you how to do that through the object. So we will create taxpayer is equal to new taxpayer, and taxpayer is equal to new taxpayer. We will give according to the class social security number and then gross. So let's give this SS number and gross. Okay, and idea is that taxpayer should have a variable also. Taxpayer, let's call it TP, or payer is equal to new taxpayer, social security number and gross. But when you say it should be calculating tax, then it's the idea is that the taxpayer as a class should be doing that calculation. So we have to, I just cut that all that calculation, and I have to create a method over here. Let me just create a calculate tax method here. Public double calculate tax, and I want to paste all that here. So what it does is it reads the gross, and it says the tax is gross in 28% and whatever, and then it should do return. So just do that. It should return that. So we return whatever the tax is calculated. So now it's being done through the object oriented way. And how will you get it? You will get it like this. Let's just paste that. Tax txt.text is equal to payer dot get calculate tax. So it's the same code which actually we do here, but now we're doing it the object oriented way. So payer.calculate tax obviously gives us back a double. We have to pass that back into a string. So we do it dot to string. So now it's a string, and now let's see the object oriented way. It should be working exactly the same, but it's through the object oriented way. So gross income is 30,000 and above, 8,400. If it's 10,000, it should be 1,500. Yep, it works fine. Variable. Okay, so I hope you liked it and enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching.